Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Doubtless, you have noticed that the RPG developer BAKIN tutorial jam hosted by me has ended. There were 3 entries. Now, this was not a lot of effort to make this jam and put it together. I'm glad that it got attention, and ultimately, there were a few people who wanted to join this, and they started on something super ambitious, but could not finish this super ambitious shoot for the stars overkill, over the top tutorial or series of tutorials in time. But those folks were still very much made aware that 1, we've got a tutorials section in the Discord. 2, it has a severe lack of tutorials and it needs help. It needs a lot more people contributing whatever they can to it. And 3, they've got what it takes to make tutorials, and they can be that example that we would like to see in the world of BAKIN tutorial making. So this is a done deal. This is over. And now it's time, as with every jam that I host, to take a look at the submissions and work through them. Oxenford made a lot. Actually spent a lot of time making a library. It was going to be a gamified tutorial, which is something that I didn't have in my video. I didn't mention it because it's been so long since I had the concept of gamified tutorial that I just assumed it didn't exist. Nobody cared about it. Nobody would ever do it. And so it dropped off the face of the planet. But then that was talked about. Gamified tutorial. What if the tutorial was in the game and you were playing the game and that's how you learned how to do the thing? I love that stuff. And so next time I'll be a little bit more explicit if I do host another one of these tutorial jams. But we've got 3 tutorials here that were not in the world before, and we're going to follow them by playing them or playing the video or following the written instructions or whatever the jam, whatever format that they're in that the jam allowed. And we're going to start with Oxenford. So, welcome to the BAKIN first-person camera tutorial. All right, we will download this RTF. That is a WordPad file, basically. I don't know if I have WordPad. What's it going to open in? Word? Probably Word. Is it going to open in? This is WordPad. It's WordPad. Windows. Hey, look at that. Look at that. It presents itself beautifully on my screen. We're going to zoom in. First-person camera tutorial. Ah, yes. Typo in the very first word. I'm not going to ding anybody any stars for anything like that. We are judging the tutorials on 2 criteria: accessibility, whether it's easy to follow, and video. 5-star if yes, 1 if no. So we really wanted video tutorials. I really wanted video tutorials for this one, but I wanted to make it clear everybody is allowed to submit something, and they should submit something, no matter what it is. So before I get any deeper into this, kudos and thank you to Oxenford for actually diverting, changing tracks, still possibly doing that grand series of tutorials gamified in the ambitious project, which now doesn't have the pressure of being a timed jam entry on it. So I really hope that it gets worked on and continues to grow and gets released. Perhaps it can be released in an unfinished state with areas blocked off and signs that say this will come later. And we can just get the tutorials that are in there as soon as possible to kind of keep the motivation going, because creating stuff like this is very psychological. But anyways, thank you for getting something together to enter, because I don't know that this would have happened otherwise. So first-person camera tutorial. This tutorial will explain how to have proper first-person camera controls for both controller and mouse and keyboard inputs. All right, 1, start a new project. You will not select a character model for the game, as the character should be invisible. So we're going to do that. We're going to follow this tutorial to the letter, and we're going to make a new project. Let's create our new project. We're going to call this the Oxenfree. The Oxenfree. Subtitle, tutorial by Oxenford. Creator, Amalgamox. There we go. And that's going to be the cursed convention that I follow the rest of these videos up with. Anyway, asset amount. Let's do the normal asset amount. And we'll go ahead and just leave main cast empty as said. Do we have any other instructions for this? Camera settings, yes. Yes. Whoops. The editing screen, that's me reading the camera settings page. Select player central view. We will not be using first person view. Okay, player central view from almost directly above. Next, operation method. That's not the RTF, this is operation method. Oh my God, My mouse is going crazy. Select XZ type. This is top view operation. So we're going to do that now. XZ type. Next. I don't think it matters with jump or inertial movement. I don't think you care, do you? I'm going to say, I'm very curious. I want to say yes to jump. I'm very curious about inertial movement with this. I never thought about inertial movement being in a first person, but I don't want to make myself sick. So I'm going to say no. And now let's start editing our game. And yes, we'll use automatic map generation. We'll go back here while that's generating. Once in the game editor, select camera tool on the left panel. Ooh, we're already halfway through this tutorial, guys. Feeling good about this. The smile wait dialogue is still preparing my first map. All right, and it has prepared my first map. Before we continue with the tutorial, I'm just gonna decorate this with some outside stuff real quick. Go ahead and draw some water, get some beautiful water going here. A pool of water there. Go ahead and raise that tutorial up. Raise that wall. Terrain, I think that's the word my brain was looking for. I'm not braining too well today. Raise that up. Go ahead and raise up this, raise up this. We're going to give ourselves just a lot of terrain to see and navigate around once we are actually ready to play, so to speak. And I don't really care about making this any particular height. Just do it that way. Okay, and we'll do terrain here. We've got our jump enabled, so we'll be able to jump all over this map, no problem. We can go ahead and take some wooden boxes and place them here, no problem. Just got some crates. Kind of decided to completely ignore the actual outdoor models that this comes with for some reason. All right, well, let's place some stuff down. Stamp that rock. Get some plants going here. Make it look real nice and realistic. Mushrooms? No, mushrooms are banned for this episode. We will not be doing mushrooms. Put a baobab in there that reminds me of Feather. Hi, Feather. Oh man, HR says it's the same picture. Hee. We'll put some flowers down. Flowers. Stop and smell the flowers. Sometimes you just gotta stop and smell the odd flowers that follow you around due to their billboard textures. You have to smell them to make sure they're not ninjas. If they're ninjas, they'll smell like ninjas. Some flower beds, there we go. I'm happy with this map. We can continue now. We can continue with the tutorial. I'm happy with this. And also there's your map making tutorial, how to make beautiful maps 101 by Ash. Okay, so select camera tool on the left panel and then make the following changes. Oh boy. All right, so for this one, I'm gonna see if I can't just like get these to where I can see them both at the same time. Like I've got two monitors, but then you won't be able to see it, so I have to be careful. I'm gonna go ahead and zoom out. Hold Control and use your mouse wheel to zoom in like almost any program, not BAKIN, but any other program. All right, camera tool. Love it. Oh, and it just went ahead and maximized on me. All right, we're going to shrink that down. Camera tool. And let's follow this to the letter. We're going to use basic settings, none. Use loop, no. LPF. And we're not changing anything here, but I'm just checking to make sure it matches. Constant speed, interpolation method. Okay. Camera, angle of view, 25. Enter. Near clip, 0.01. Enter. Position X is 0. Position Y should be 0. Position Z should be 0.01. And angle X and angle Y are 0 and 0. This is already looking promising. I'm already liking this. Player, offset X, those will be 0, but offset Y will be 1. Offset Z remains at 0. These two values remain at 0. And now we can continue the tutorial. Once you have applied changes in the camera tool, head to game definition. Okay, so we'll apply and okay. Those camera tool changes. We're gonna go to game definition. Doubtless, this is going to tell us a little bit about the controls that we're gonna use. Okay, make the following, oh God. Make the following changes inside game definitions, rules, and operations. The sensitivity options can be adjusted to your liking later. All right, so we have a lot of information on this side we've got to go ahead and, nope. Move this over, here we go. Goodness gracious. Then we'll take this document and we'll move it over there. So I don't have to do as much back and forth scrolling. And I think BAKIN should not overlap this because it's in the background, right? It doesn't work like that. Okay, that's okay. Rules and operations. The first thing we're going to do is change hide mouse cursor while moving. Turn that on, turn that bad boy on. Oh, not only that, I have to move this over so I can see the rest of the controls. Dag nab. Well, we'll just go ahead and take up this space since it's not being used otherwise. Actually, I could move the whole window over like a smart person should. There we go. No risk of getting lost now. Now, camera movement range, which is right here. This has numbers, which again, we can't see because we're too windowed over. Here we go. Key ripes, man. Okay, that's what I want. So the up down is supposed to be -60. The left right is supposed to be -180, and that's where we're at. And I can't see the zoom, but okay, there it is. It's set to 0, 1. That's good. That's all fine, good, and dandy. Next is mouse. Let's move that. Oh, here we go. We got to move these fields over. Now I can see. This is supposed to be 60. There we go. Up, down, -60, 60. -180, 180, 0, 1, 30. Okay. Sensitivity, let's move that to 0.4. Enter. Mouse left, right, 0.4. Whoops. Mouse wheel, 1. That's 1. This should be 1, even though it's not highlighted. It was different. And then this is 1.4. 1.4 for this one as well. Adjust to change stick and mouse sensitivity. We could do that. That's probably why it wasn't highlighted. It's like, just do what you want. Just do what feels comfortable. Find the mouse pause lines in the key button assignments of the window. Delete the part at the end of the line that requires you to hold down the right mouse button to use the camera. Okay. That's going to be before and after. I can't see the tens place on these steps. I can find it. It doesn't matter. Like bind camera, vertical, rote up, rote down. This is for pad. This is for mouse. But I'd like to see the 40s here. I can kind of see the edge of the 4 in this one. So that's okay. Might take somebody who's new a little bit of extra time, but it's fine. But we're just deleting this one here on 42. And we're not deleting the whole line. We're just deleting this. Actually, no, we're just deleting that. Okay, we're just deleting that one section. Actually, we're deleting all 4 of these end sections. All of the pluses here are getting deleted. So there, the plus mouse button are taking it right off. No problem. Setup should not be complete and you can test play the project. Remember to adjust sensitivity outlined in step 7 to your liking. That is the end of the tutorial. Let us go ahead and apply. Okay, maximize our BAKIN screen and now set our, well, we're already set. We're ready to go. Let's test play. We should be fine. Ooh, the mouse sensitivity is high, sickeningly so. But you know what? This is good. Oh my God, I jump high. Boing. Yes. Okay, boing. There we go, right on top where I need to be. Okay, so usefulness, it's exactly what I hoped it would be. It very quickly and easily, with only one hiccup that I could see, which was just letting us know what lines by default those controls would be on, tells us how to set up a first-person camera. And the controls in BAKIN are already pretty intuitive with your first person. It acts just like any other first person game. So pretty much by default, when you tell it what kind of game you're making, the controls will make sense. Although in this case, we didn't make a first person game by default. We actually used different default settings. So that is very interesting. Oh God, yeah, jump out of the water. I can't jump out of the water. I'm actually stuck in the water. We're gonna Alt F4 out of that. No more playtesting, sorry. And so that is BAKIN first-person camera tutorial. Let's judge this thing. For accessibility, I think it's extremely accessible. You're able to get this tutorial working and get a perfectly viable, great first-person view for your RPG or whatever kind of game that you're creating in BAKIN within minutes of setting up a brand new game. And if you have an existing project, it will only take a few minutes to go into your camera settings and change those globally to get the exact same thing. If you are currently working on a first-person project, you can go and change all of the values that you saw in those example screenshots in order to be able to get your settings looking like this when you are playtesting, if you prefer the way that these settings look. And I did very much prefer how these looked, so excellent job on that. The only thing is the line numbers kind of being partially obscured, so I think I could take away just 1 star for that. It's kind of nitpicking, but it could possibly cause somebody to hang up for a few minutes while they were looking around. But other than that, all of that was really well done. I loved the presentation of it. It's clean. It's easy to follow. It's a very fast download and everything is well described and there's lots of pictures, and my lizard brain likes looking at pictures and following simple instructions. So 4 on that. The video has to be a 1-star because it's not a video, and the rule for this criterion is obvious. It's 5 stars if yes, 1 if no. That's to incentivize people to make videos. So all in all, save the rating, and that one's done. Thank you, Oxenford, for this tutorial. That was surprisingly a lot more fun than I thought it would be. I actually thought, man, once I get to the actual following of instructions parts for this, it's going to be a drag because all I'm going to be doing is setting things up and following instructions. But it was actually a lot of fun to do that. I don't know what I was thinking. Maybe it wasn't as fun for people to watch. You'll have to let me know if you enjoyed watching that. And one thing that I really hope I can communicate through this video of somebody else's tutorial is their communication style. So you can see if viewing their tutorials meshes with your learning style. Also, my own learning style is very slow. It is very break things along the way to get a measure of what my limitations are. So it's not going to be the same learning style that other people have, but you can see me learn these different things from these tutorials, or at least apply them, and then see if I struggle with anything. And then hopefully that will give you the confidence to seek out more tutorials, because I know that there's some people out there who just avoid tutorials because they're afraid they won't understand them, or they won't be able to keep up, or they'll be outdated. They won't be able to use any critical thinking to click on the square that's over there now that has the exact same parameter named on it instead of over here. Let me know what you thought about watching this sort of content in the comments below. I'm definitely going to make videos out of the next 2 tutorials, so please look forward to that, and I will see you in the next one. Until then, thank you so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day, and bye for now.